Welcome back to Royal City Nursery. Tanya joins me for another adventure because my pot has officially sold.
It has.
It's gone.
Yep.
It's in a new family.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. But now I feel like there isn't enough of, a Will touch in this place, so we're gonna make something new.
Absolutely. We are planting veggies today because hopefully this week you're gonna bless us with nice weather.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that'll be good.
Totally thought so, right?
It'll be
You
good.
got the note.
I got your note, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
The great thing about this too is we are going to be doing, and we didn't plan this, but two completely different gardens.
Yes, absolutely. So the big thing for me when we're planting a vegetable garden, whether it's a temporary pot like this or portable pot, or something in your garden, make sure the first question you want to ask is, what do I eat? Right? And even get your kids involved. What do your kids like to eat? So things like cherry tomatoes, beans, and things that you can actually pick right from vine so then they can eat in the garden. Totally worth it.
And both things that are not on my list in my garden.
Pretty much.
I have a very particular garden setup over
and
here.
That's okay. But before we start with anything, we got to make sure we're starting with the right soil.
Okay.
So for us here, we use the Urban Garden soil. This one's totally organic. And it's coir based, so coir is coconut husk. So this is a sustainable option for peat moss.
Very nice.
Which is amazing. And this particular one is also certified for organic use too. So for anybody who wants a little bit more assurance of what's going into your body, that's a really great mix.
Me.
There we go. So we filled our boxes.
Yep.
We're roughly about, say 3/4 of an inch to an inch down from the tops.
Okay.
And now we're just ready for layout. So if you want to go through what you've got in your box.
Yeah, so I've got blueberries, and then we chose some hot peppers.
Yes.
So I have, I believe, this is habanero hot pepper and cayenne hot peppers because I like things spicy. I love peppers and blueberries, but then I also have something to counteract that to kind of enjoy the garden a little bit more for our bug friends and our bug enemies.
Sweet, woohoo! So what you're talking about is some companion plants. So those companion plants, that's a nasturtium. I'm using an alyssum and a marigold. Why do we like these? Because these actually help repel some of the bad bugs, so things like aphids, and attract some really good bugs and attract our pollinators.
I also like that they're called companions. That's exactly what they are.
Absolutely. So if you want to start making a mess and digging up for your blueberry.
Yeah, the blueberries are going to, I'll be here for a while.
That's okay. So then I'll go on through what's in my box.
Yeah.
As I said, I've got the couple of alyssums that's going to be my trailer out the sides. I've got some marigolds. They're going to go in the back and they're going to be upright. And then in here for me, I love to do vegetables and herbs that have a bunch of different colors and textures. So we've got a curly parsley. This one is amazing for butterflies. So I'm actually not going to eat this. I totally planted it for somebody else. We're going to do a tomato. This particular tomato is a white tomato. And honestly, we've never had a white tomato. I got to try it. So here we go. But what I want to do first is get that tomato in. And I'm going to plant it a little differently. Most people plant the tomato straight up and down like this. What we actually want to do, and we're going to dig a bit of a trench, and we're going to layer tomatoes sideways. And quite literally, I'm going to plant it like that because down here at the base of the stem, where it hits the soil, it's going to put out a few more roots, and this helps prevent the wobbles. All right, so we'll get that in there, and we'll get them buried.
Also, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I am crushing it over here. Especially with the distribution of everything coming out. I've learned the patent turn it over, squeeze it through. That means we don't ruin everything.
Look at you.
Look at that.
Awesome. Right?
It's like I've been learning over the last few years.
I won't say a peep.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it, I love it. So you've got your companions in, and for your peppers, you're just gonna plant 2 out of the 4. Because once your peppers get a little bit bigger, they need space. And again, when we're planting, the soil level in the pot needs to be the soil equal with the soil level at the top of your planter. You don't want to put the stems too far under the soil, otherwise you end up creating some root rot issues.
Okay, sans tomato is the only difference.
Now for my bush beans here, I know there's 4 plants in the package. I'm just going to plant 2. So all I'm going to do is just tease them apart really gently. And then I've got 2 that can go into my garden at a later date.
Ta-da!
Woohoo! Sweet!
It could use a little bit more of a touch up. Look at that.
Now.
Okay, now, once you're doing that, just before we go, because there's one important step that we have to cover.
Yes.
And it's what this guy is.
Yes. So when we talk hen manure, well, we've created something that's really loose and fluffy. The squirrels love to dig in.
Yep.
Squirrels hate the smell of this stuff.
Okay.
So all we're going to do, I've got a package here.
Thank you.
That should do. Sprinkle it right on top. And we're going to do this roughly every 4 to 6 weeks.
Beautiful.
We'll keep the critters out, which means we're keeping the plants and the harvest for us. The very last thing I'm going to do, because I have a tomato, is just pop a cage in, because it's easier to put the cage in place right now.
And just like that.
That's it. And we're done.
And we've gone from my first planter to my first vegetable garden, and we'll have to check in maybe a couple weeks and see how it's doing.
We'll get you maintaining.
Woo!